Just now putting into Tim's Ford Lake. Not sure which boat ramp this is. I'm trying to get another video just so you see us putting in. Because instead of just doing me catching fish, it'd be a little bit different. I'm a little bit tired, so it might be a little bit before I'd really start trying to fish. Going to be letting my dad pick whatever spot we go to start fishing at least. I haven't been fishing as much recently. Assuming we're just going to go for like bass, there is more smallmouth in this lake. Fairly much clear, prettier water. Typically that means smallmouth, you know, is more likely to catch, or also deeper water makes a difference, I think, for smallmouth. This lake is generally deeper. So I won't be talking next clip because running the motor. Try to give you a little bit idea of where we ran to, what we're looking for.
So, one of the reasons I came to this lake today is the bigger river lakes are going to have a whole lot of floating stuff like that big log out there. Springtime, and it's rained a bunch here recently, so you'll see a lot of floating debris in the rivers and lakes, especially the bigger rivers.
If you notice on the GPS, a lot of that is dark blue, which is like 50 feet there apparently in the center. Then the transitions are very abrupt. So there is some shallow ledges and stuff, but that's what I meant by this lake is generally deeper. So we need to find points where there'll be corners a little bit farther out is generally what we'll fish. Generally what works for smallmouth as well. I'm fishing this Texas rig. My dad is fishing baitcaster with a little tiny Z-Man paddle tail on a minnow jig head. Back there is where we just were. There's that dock. There's some laydowns and a lot of brush. Then there's these chunk rocks that look really good over there I can see on this point. So we should be able to catch a fish on this point right here. Should. There's a small deer over there. Right now you can't see it at all. Basically dead center, just flickers its tail a little bit. You can see its ears now in its head. It is very obvious in a way and very hidden because of all the brush. And it's fairly calm. Just been watching us occasionally. Oh, and there's another one. I don't know where that one came from. We're going to be leaving this spot now. Neither of us could catch a fish despite there being chunk rocks, which I thought would be really good. You want to go ahead, try to help him get on the snag. Just going towards the snag on the other side of it, since it's too deep to put the pole tip down. 16 or so feet. My dad, I believe, did have a fish on for a little bit, but then got snagged not very long after hooking the fish.
Then you have to pull once we get on the other side of it.
Yeah. It was on this bass jig, which should be a better lure for dragging, like you would fish some of these lakes. Generally, I think deep, clear lakes, I think of, yes, paddle tails, but also that depends if they're actively feeding. I think makes a big difference as far as that. But I think bass jigs probably better than my lure, honestly. And also, like crawfish or whatever maintain lures. So maybe I should switch to bass jig or something else. But I am ready to change spots. I saw a spot I wanted to go try. We did not run very far. That was where we previously stopped. And now we're stopping here. I want to fish farther out from this point, which is quite deep part of this, or a lot of this. But I think this will work really well for us. Currently dropping from 55 feet deep. Just now got on recording. Hey, little tiny smallmouth.
Perfect release. Do that again.
We just need like 50 million more of those for it to count to anything. We are now leaving this spot to go somewhere else. Probably run farther on by a good ways this time since we haven't had much luck. I am going to start doing more video of us actually fishing, or really not me fishing, my dad fishing. That way you can see how we're fishing and stuff. And do a little bit better narration, hopefully.
Yep.
Video of your lure. So this is what my dad's fishing with. Minnow jig head, strolling, like kind of a twitch Ned rig type bait. Best way I would describe it. What do you think?
That works.
There's a lay down with pretty lively looking. Kind of surprising. I'm not sure if it just fell down recently or is still, you know, somewhat surviving, thriving-ish. Because still able to get sunlight like that. So he's been, you know, either strolling it, which is basically just Ned rig, so jigging it like a shaky head up mid water column as it kind of, you know, is sinking and your line is snug, so it's not at the bottom when you start doing it. You let it sink some, and as it drags towards you, because you don't give any slack to sink straight down, it kind of drags at an angle towards you and down. That's what strolling is. What?
Gar.
I didn't. Oh, okay. Can I try to get it?
Go ahead.
Can you take this for me?
Sure. He's pointed out a gar to him because he loves to try to catch gar.
I just talked about at some point going somewhere that there should be gar.
So here's his rig, a giant treble hook.
Fairly effective one. Just towards.
He's like, can I eat that? I don't know. Let me see. You might actually be able to see it on the camera. There's a gar right where his line is. Oh,
did it just try?
Yes, it's trying for it.
Spotted gar. Oh no.
Nah, he saw the boat and went down. I should have thrown, see if he would have ate my lure, Cooper.
What is it? Oh, wait, no.
You just described it. Alright, I'm going to try to fish while he's looking for gar still.
No, I'm not. I'm going to take my phone back. Don't stop recording. Didn't agree to that. You just pointed out that gar. That was your fault. Trying to work on the zoom a little bit. I do that. My dad typically does it. I don't know what people think of it in videos. Since sometimes it might make it where it's a little bit, lower quality, kind of bothering. Other times it might make something clearer. Since distance, I still think it's a useful feature overall. Because, zooming in the moment helps a little bit, because I wouldn't remember to go back and edit into it. And I can critique it a little bit better like that.
That's fish.
Ooh.
I told you I had a fish.
Was that the same one jumping? Yeah, it was the same one jumping.
I don't know why he did that. But I could barely feel him and he jumped.
Really? So that feel like it's a little bit more like a smallmouth. The last one was fairly small. This one's at least quite a bit bigger.
They're both bigger than your fish today.
I didn't catch one. Okay, bud.
He was gone quickly, wasn't he?
Yep. He also jumped when you didn't even know you had him on.
I'm like, he must have just picked it up and swam towards me. Because I'm like, I felt the tap. I'm like, okay, there's a bite. And then I felt him jump.
Yeah. That was interesting.
That was weird, yeah.
Kind of just broke out, or whatever that means.
He knew he was hooked before I did.
Yeah. Well, sometimes fish don't. Like, that, I'm fairly certain that was a Goliath. One time we hooked it, because, there's a video that we saw a Goliath, so we knew that was a Goliath. But there was one time that we thought it was a shark. Because we had never, we've seen it in videos and stuff, but we didn't know about it them being in Alabama or Gulf Shores area. Because something just kept swimming like nothing ever happened. And was constantly pulling drag, which I'm guessing is probably even bigger grouper. Because it was underneath the bridge that time at the same place. Generally the same thing. It was on a live pinfish. That's the only difference, I believe. And just straight up broke us off. There wasn't a fight to it.
Because he went on his bridge, got me on the pilings.
Yeah.
He swam out so far, he just turned and went the other way, and that was it.
And there wasn't, even with the drag, it didn't do near enough. The only reason we didn't break off the grouper that we caught in that video, it decided to hunker down in between rocks. Because otherwise it would have ran me out of drag. I only had a few feet left of drag.
Of line.
Yeah. Line, whatever. Because then it would just run out of line, which would just be straight pressure. Because drag, prevents it so it only applies so much force at one time. If you don't have any sort of drag, it's just the pure poundage of your line immediately. If it goes over that poundage ever, it will just break immediately. Drag prevents it so if it does go over the poundage, you'll just let it pull some line. which is at the fairly cool.
Why don't you use the live scope to see if there's anything around those trees?
Definitely show something on the live scope. Part of that doesn't look like fish to me, and the other half does. That area right there, I think, is a mixture of fish and snags, which is pointed that way currently. That's the live scope where it's pointed at. That's what it's showing there. That's why it's dropping off. If I turn it over this way, it should incline, which we see again that there's a little, like, this looks like rock piling, which will probably have fish around it. There is a fish right here, and that's pointed this way, which is a fairly narrow cone, probably about like that far as a cone. Let me make it where it's more clear. So that's only like 20-degree, 30-degree range it has. It's not that high of a range that it shows. So it's a fairly narrow cone. So it's kind of hard to get your lure in that small of a cone. And the range it shows is based on how deep it is. It will send out a larger, the cone will show a larger area depending on how deep it is. So you can adjust it. If it's 4 feet deep, you won't see barely anything. Now you can turn it where it's sideways, but also it makes it look different, which I don't care for. It's not the same, which kind of screws me up. It still sort of works, but it still doesn't show a great enough range. It doesn't increase that much. It's better off just using it in deeper water by far than trying to use it horizontally like 30 feet or so. Now, I mean, like moss or something like that would be a little bit different, or lily pads, and sometimes that is a smaller area, or if there's a bank you want to fish like that, that could be different because it's hard to penetrate that. I do see that exception.
That's a fish, it's swimming.
I didn't know that, honestly. I didn't think it was.
He might have got me behind something, or maybe I'm crazy.
I kind of thought it was just a snag. Just keep tensioning over there. If you really think it's a fish, keep a little bit of tensioning over there. So that way you're able to reel down when you need. I don't think so either. I think you just got tricked. Now I really don't think it's a fish, because you broke off. Well, interesting strategy to finding out whether that was a fish or not. I'm gonna say it wasn't on that.
I think I either hooked a line or a small little limb and pulled it into a bigger thing, because it felt like it was swimming against me in the beginning. But, oh well.
Yeah. Which honestly, it didn't move much left, right, anything. Even if it was, something swimming against you, it didn't move any other direction. So I really just think it was anything at all.
Okay.
Because it didn't act like a fish. It didn't change, speed much at all. I'm going to take a break from recording. Record a little bit more of this at least. Just being parallel to the tree is nice.
The turtle.
Yeah, that's the same time we've seen that turtle.
I just meant on camera because it's clear enough back in here that it's.
Yeah, I showed it once on camera. They couldn't see it very well, but then it were like right out beside it. Oh, well, there it is again.
It's coming up for air, so he's got to thirst eventually.
We aren't necessarily going to leave, but it is starting to rain on us. Really certain that there's some clouds that way that have rain. That looks much brighter that way, so there shouldn't be any rain. Especially when there's no clouds. But I am going to put my phone away. I don't care, I'm just saying, you said I know when I'm recording. Oh. I was talking to the camera.
I'm gonna put my rain.
Please, whatever you do, do not lose it. So it's decent. Let me get a net for you. It's big enough you need a net. At least I think it'd be better. There we go, first good fish today. Just got done raining for now. And I was going to do a different video, not of a fish, but I'll gladly take this. This is the video I was going to do. I'm gonna have to
I got
do
a
a
good
different
hook, but
recording.
that's about it. I'm gonna see how.
Yeah, let's measure it, why not?
Move
Definitely
step
not a
backwards for me.
caper.
Or go that way.
The opposite of what you expect.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, roughly 15 inches.
They have to be 18, correct?
I don't remember for this lake. I think so. You ready? Yeah, they gotta be 18 for this lake.
Lake's into 18 here. This is the video I was going to do. Normally I can't comb my hair down, now I can. My dad just hooked the fish. I'm trying to get the net and I'm trying to record it.
I tried to tell you you don't need one.
You said it was a nice one.
Yeah, I might have got excited.
I thought it was way bigger than that. I thought you meant like 3 pounds.
No, I meant like 3 ounces.
No.
Nice little smallmouth. I love the stripes there and the color of them.
Okay.
Went back to this with a heavier jig head because I was having problems filling the bottom. And hung up. Good narration.
I just asked my dad to try to narrate. I don't know if he's going to.
Well, I'll try.
Okay, he broke off.
Probably the 5th or 6th time I broke off today.
I've only broken off like 2 times. I think. We're whipping out the 6th secret weapon or 7th.
Oh, this is
It probably works better than a secret weapon. Originally, there was a lure named that we gave that nickname, but now any lure that he thinks will be good is now considered a secret weapon. Whether it is or not, it's considered a secret weapon now. The one we used to say was a Z-Man shad fry. That's when that started more so, I think. Or a desperate lure kind of thing. There's a little tiny, like, jiggy minnow type thing. Like a bluegill lure. By the way, he's snagged again.
Yep. I think we'll go over and try to get this one undone. That other one was way too deep. This one I might be able to get undone.
By the way, talk where the camera can hear you. Or my phone.
I'll try. I'm hung up somewhere right here in these rocks.
You're supposed to try to catch the fish, not the rocks.
Yep, I figured there would be fish hanging out around these rocks.
It looks good, yeah. Just don't get snagged. There's also a stump over there. Which that would be better if it was a little bit deeper, but that's still harmful. I see your lure. I thought. Yeah, I see it. What's that little line right there? Never mind, maybe it's not. Maybe that's just a stick. By the way, you might need to turn this around. Pop it again. Yeah, I didn't see your lure. It was wedged up under there farther. I thought it was the one on top of the rockish area.
I'm going to do this a little different.
By the way, the water's fairly clear. I would say I'm not sure right though. Let's just look at this thing. So that's about 8 feet. Those rocks you can see. So you can probably see 10 feet in the water. And I'm currently like you, just parked here. But sometimes we catch fish doing stuff like this. You still catch it a little bit away, and then it's also right along a very good area that should be fished. Stupid, but sometimes it does work. I'm kind of the one that does it. We get snagged so often that it's normal for the fish to watch us get unsnagged to try to catch them.
Something like that.
Yep.
I know you wanted me to narrate, but you keep talking, so.
Well, you're not narrating, that's why.
Yep. Trying to fish rocky transition areas, like secondary points, things like that. I've caught 4, lost 1 before we got it to the boat. I had 1 or 2 other bites, but not much other action. It's been pretty slow.
You know, there's been fish. It makes, it makes sense where they're at. It's what we expected. It's just been slow. And I am watching a bluegill. There's a bunch of little tiny bluegill. I was getting on a much smaller where I was getting taps on bluegill. This little tiny one here. I made my dad a deal. At 1, I'm going to be able to go gar fish for a little bit and then we'll leave. Because I don't feel like fishing the whole day. Sometimes like it's a little bit tiring because sometimes I want to do something else then there's not really any time. Other side of that, I wanted to get a good video, and he's just snagging on repeat now as soon as I start recording.
We'll run over and try one more spot. I gotta retie that other rod first.
Well, you said you caught 4 fish.
Yeah.
And then this one clip you've gotten snagged 3 times back to back to back.
I've definitely broken off more than I've caught fish. But this thing is...
But this is the most you've snagged in a clip, I think. You know, back to back. That's all you've shown in this.
Sometimes when you do this, it pops them loose, but it is not working with these rocks right now.
Other thing, sometimes when you cast along the rocks, they get snagged way worse.
Yeah, I'm trying to go.
Because if you normally cast, because a lot of times if you're casting sideways, you're like perpendicular to the rocks, the way they're formed. If you cast towards the bank, you're going like parallel, so it doesn't have to get hooked and snag on them sometimes.
Fishing mission wanted to come out here and try to catch gar. So.
Also, hopefully it doesn't rain too bad.
He saw a couple splashing already, but he just randomly cast out and tries to snag them. Usually blind casting, which is always thrilling for me to watch. It's when he's swinging a 16-aught treble hook around. I don't know why, but they seem... right there was one.
No, there's been 20 later, I think.
I know. I'm not going to get close enough to you so I can see them better with the camera, though. Somehow, every time he does this, he fails to catch one. But he always plans on catching one. Oh, we're going to cook it and eat it. 5 treble hooks later, we have nothing. One time I got weighted treble hooks, and he hated the weighted treble hooks, although that's what they're designed for. They got a big weight molded onto them. They're designed for snagging fish. They work pretty good for catching bait and other things.
Well, at the time they were at the surface of the water column. Now I needed weighted treble hooks. Because you remember there was a time that they were being a little sluggish where I could see them in the shade.
You hit something with it that time.
I did?
Yeah. Part of the dam.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not, but this gets me very frustrated typically when I'm trying to bass fish, but he wants to come out here and do something like this. I don't know why they circle this thing as much as they do. It's got to be just for bait that hang out around it, but he is amazingly bad at snagging them with a snagging treble hook. You gave him a weedless Ned rig, he'd probably snag everything. Because he has. Lovely. Oh good, it came off. I mean, oh man. I hate when that happens. If you don't know, flaying gar is not easy.
It tastes like alligator.
He claims it tastes like alligator.
Or chicken.
Or chicken, but I think it...
Holy shit. That was a gar.
Okay.
I thought I was snagged.
I think the one actually had it in its mouth, not that you snagged it.
I did notice that. Remember the one that chased it?
Yeah. I bet if we...
But that one was
man.
like 20 pounds.
I know I do this to myself, but let's look in here real quick, see what I have.
They actually been going after.
Yep. homemade gar lure. Supposedly, you don't have to have a hook on them. You just need a rope for their teeth getting snagged in.
And a really dumb gar.
Yeah, that's what we need. Really, really dumb one. Since there's probably 50 to 100 of them at least around here, maybe we'll find a dumb enough one. Somehow, I don't think the camera's, I know the camera's showing some of it, but there's a lot of them down there. There was 3 swimming right there. One's following it at least.
Oh, I didn't realize it was falling.
Yeah. So, which random broke off rod would be the best to tie this onto? Not one of the ones that, oh, he didn't break that off actually. Well, this will do it, this one. 7 foot medium heavy. I'm gonna stop the video for a little bit so I can. So now we're both casting things for him. He's still throwing, trying to snag them. I've got a homemade gar lure that I've casted it 3-4 times. So far, nothing.
Hey, at least I
Doesn't-
saw mine.
Doesn't look very good, honestly, in the water, but it's white and fluffy when it does stuff. There's enough of them out here. I thought one of them would hit it. Trying to fish one-handed is also a little bit rough.
I don't know, is if you've been doing the video or not.
Nope, I just started the video back again. Wow.
Interesting.
One went right in the direction of my lure, but and these have all been pretty small ones. We were out here one day and there was all kinds of big ones. And it was shocking how big they were that he could still miss them.
I remember there being small ones most of the time here.
Okay. There's 2 or 3 of them surfaced right there. They just, I don't know if there's bait down deep and they're surfacing, circling this, surfacing to breathe, and then going back down after bait or what they're doing, but they sure do like this spot. I think he's got us moving again.
I did.
Just like solid gar down here. Hope I got that one on camera. He could waste a lot of time doing this.
Wait.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm calling it, waste. See if I can hold the phone still and reel.
A lot of fun. For me, anyways.
Yep. I think I'm gonna go show you what the live scope looks like,
Oh God.
so you know.
You've never seen this on live scope, at least I haven't.
I'm assuming it's gonna be pretty interesting, but we'll see.
I'm sure it will be too. Either that or it's going to be really boring.
Well, the The fact that I gotta come up there and dodge your treble hook. And there's pigeons that live in there. They're flying off right now.
Oh, we got me a little bit. There's like 50 pigeons, please.
Apparently he got his phone out of the seat and just dumped my thing, but maybe it was me.
No, it was me. I also knocked my phone over, remember?
Yep. So there's the live scope. I'm gonna turn it towards this. You can see we're 100. You're just jumping around because we're right on a drop off. There's the foundation. What we're looking at here that we're beside. Part of the sides of it.
Oh, you're into that nice and slow.
I'm always surprised at how far away it says we are. You know, that's showing like 25 foot from it, and we're almost touching it with the boat. The live scope is it's actually hard. I think because of the structure, we're just picking up the structure and not picking up the fish to speak of. Or maybe it's because it's not zoomed in enough. If we zoomed it in, we might be able to see them better. But the structure is interesting down there. We were in 150 foot of water just a minute ago before we got up here this close. It changed a little bit. Since we're up here this close, I will try to get a better video. It might have been 25 foot from the actual transducer, but they're not generating any electricity right now here. Looks like they're making some repairs to it. So we probably parked the boat in their way so they couldn't surface like they were a Cooper. You know, in 120 foot of water, I don't think there's much to worry about scaring the fish off by parking as bad. Yeah. If we get close enough, I can make some cast over there, I will. I hope he's not planning on circling it following the gar instead of just waiting in one spot, but I wouldn't put it past him.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to check more of the area. I do want to go into this.
Yep. I would rather not go under it.
Okay, fair enough. I'll just turn around.
The gar are literally swimming in a circle around it. I don't think you need to go in a circle around it.
Well, I'll go in a semi-circle.
Oh, lovely. I'm gonna get my hat out, put it back on. Sun's come out now. It's been raining off and on, and every time you think it's gonna quit, it starts back again, but we'll see.
And I thought my dad's gonna be making more jokes about me, so that's what I told him to do. He just sounds more like in pain from watching me fish for gar.
It is very painful, yes.
How is it painful for you when I'm the one fishing for them?
My hat is pretty soggy. Oh, look. We're back to the same spot. They're just all over the place out here for some reason.
And I just can't catch them. I don't even know if there's bait down here. I wonder if they just like the structure.
I don't know. I didn't see any bait on the live scope, but it's so deep. The baits might be up close to the structure. And then I'm zoomed way out because of the depth. I could turn it off of auto and zoom in, but I kind of like it on auto, so I wasn't even messing with it.
I don't think there was that much bait down there, honestly.
Okay. I'm gonna make a few casts again.
We are leaving the boat ramp now. I quite literally didn't catch anything. And my dad caught 4 smallmouth bass, I believe. But that's been it today. We got here around 8:30. It is now about 1:30.